So I'm going to share a video that I've just done for South Oxford Council. Have just took me to court for council tax. I am in need of some advice. So if you wouldn't mind contacting me, I'm going to appeal the liability order that was just placed against me today. So I've been disputing that I owe them the money they're claiming I owe them. They are changing the amounts all the time and they are vicious. They have been so disrespectful and vicious, and because of the way they've behaved and that, on principle now, I'm furious and I'm going to take them all the way to the High Court if I can. So what I would like is some advice on, I know I have to appeal the liability order, and when you see the video that I'm going to post after this, I'll attach it to this one. It doesn't matter whether you show up. So basically, if they summon you to court, which isn't a court, it was absolutely fraudulent. I've been to court before, this is not a court, and my voice was not allowed to be heard. And they even told me that. They said, oh, we're not allowed to listen to your side and their side. I said, then this isn't a court case, is it? You're basically just signing off on the council's request for a liability order, whether someone like me shows up and says, I don't owe them this money, or whether it's a group list. So they basically just blanket listed loads of people after me who didn't show up. I was the only person who showed up in person to contest it. Doesn't matter whether you show up, doesn't matter whether you do show up. They just dismissed anything I said. They said, you have to contest on one of these 8 things. I said, well, these are the 3 things, but they haven't done this, they haven't done that, I haven't done that. And they said, have you got any questions for their solicitor? I said, yeah. Prove to me what I owe you, because all you're giving me is an annual bill that I don't agree I owe you. And even the Citizens Advice Bureau has agreed with me. No, you shouldn't have to pay all that. You don't owe them that. And they've ignored the Citizens Advice Bureau's emails. They've refused to work with Step Change. They've refused to talk to me. And they just took me to court. And whether you show up or not, they just give you a liability order. And then they went through all the liability order for everyone else who didn't show up while I was there. But they didn't even read out their names or anything. They just said, oh, we've got this big letter of loads of people who aren't here. And we want liability. And the people in the court was like, yeah, okay. No names. That's not a court. It's really weird. You know, I divorced a lawyer. I've been to court a few times and I've never seen anything like this. It was fraudulent. And I don't like to be a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but there was no way that what happened this afternoon was legal or lawful or legit or even moral or decent. And you'll see, I missed the girls coming out. But the 2 girls from the council, when they came out of that door, they were like little girls in a school playground, giggling and laughing again. We got her. We got her. It was shocking. And I was like, oh my God, you malicious, horrible people. I couldn't believe it. But that's what they did. And I just caught it as they were coming out. They shut up as soon as they realised they'd walked into the background of my video, didn't they? And I was just like, I have never met so much incompetence, unprofessionalism, malice, horribleness. These people are vindictive and awful. And I need your advice. So watch the video, tell me what you think, and how do I appeal this? Any news journalists, if you want to talk to me, let me know, because I'm really keen to talk to you. Just give me some advice as to what I've got to do, because I don't think they can get away with this. I'm 50. I've worked all my life, and just because I've had like a couple of years since the lockdown of hell, they're doing this and being malicious. It's not okay. Not okay. So, give me some advice. So I'm just outside Oxford Magistrates Court, and here's the council coming out now. Many greedy little sods. Look at them. They're laughing as they walk out because they've just won a liability order against a single mom. Look at them. You're going on YouTube, ladies. Hope you like your video. Hope you're proud of yourself. So these 2 ladies have just taken me to court for a liability order, and I never had my voice heard at all. Even though they didn't follow due process or send me notifications, they've lied and said they did. And the court has just taken their word for everything. So it's absolutely disgraceful, actually. I am 50. I've always paid my council tax. Stupidly, actually, with hindsight. So basically, since the lockdown, on and off, I've got a little bit behind with my bills because the cost of living here in the UK. I just can't keep on top of them. My gas and electric, which is the next argument I have to have, I'm not behind with them, but it's like over 400 a month. I don't even know how I can be using that much gas and electric. But before lockdown it was 125 a month, and now it's nearly 500 a month. My council tax gone up, everything's gone up. Lots of us are struggling, but the thing is, I've then fallen behind it because I've been out of work more than in work. So I've had a lot of health issues. I nearly died last year. The last 2 years I've been really unwell and really struggling. So the last 2 years I've had a life and death situation. I have anemia and diabetes and Cushing's disease, and it's been horrendous. And I've fallen behind. So anyway, I've got a few debtors that I've ended up owing a bit of money to because I've been out of work more than I've been in work since the lockdown started. And I never qualified for furlough, so it was really hard. And every single other debtor has followed a code of conduct, and they've been really good. And basically they've all either paused my accounts on 0% for 6 months, or what they've done is pause the account on 0%, or what they've done is just let me give them like a token small amount and work with me in between different things, or work with step change debt management plan, and then just paid them whatever I can as I can do it. Whereas South Oxford District Council have refused. So they've just refused to work with step change debt management plan. They've refused to work with the Citizens Advice Bureau. They've refused to work with me. They've refused to address anything. So I went to court. I got 8 days notice of a liability order. So I went to court to put across that I've been disputing how much I owe them, because they've refused to break down what I owe and how much it is. The court has basically just ignored everything I've said. And I don't even know why I'm going to criminal law anyway, because I've not committed any crime. I'm just behind with my bills as a hard-working single mum, you know. And I think of all the mums in my community alone who've not gone to work and have just stayed at home with the kids, all the single mums. And I've gone bent backwards trying to be a career woman and look after my kids alone. It's nearly bloody killed me. I mean, literally. So I sat there having the stress kick off all my ailments to the point that I could have a seizure or pass out and end up being rushed to hospital in an ambulance. And I'm absolutely shocked that I haven't even been heard. And the court is just not interested. They just let the city council turn around and say, we've done everything right, she owes this money, and we've notified her. I'm like, you haven't notified me. And he's like, we're happy that the council have proven that they've done everything they should do. I'm like, but they haven't. So you're actually just ignoring everything I say. And they did. My voice was irrelevant and unheard. There was no equality. So it was a biased courtroom, just paid for by the council, a room rented for multiple people. I was the only one who showed up to defend my case, saying I don't agree with this liability order. They basically told me from the start they don't care. Nothing I said, that they haven't followed due process, that they haven't sent me a notification or a final warning. They've refused to work with me or the cab or anyone. Everything they've said has basically just been ignored and their word taken against mine completely. So I've been to court a few times. I divorced a lawyer. I know how the system works. That is the most unbiased, fraudulent system I've ever come across. It was not even a proper court. There's no liability order with a stamp or duty or signature. I'm going to refuse to pay it now. And I'm just absolutely shocked. I'll say, you give me a liability order that's stamped, and I'll consider it. But they just had no intention of not granting them a liability order. So if you don't show up, they grant it anyway. But if you do show up, they grant it anyway. So the whole system is corrupt and you don't have a leg to stand on. But my voice wasn't heard. So now I'm going to look at options of taking them to a small claims court, because I dispute that I owe them as much as they're claiming I owe them. I've got letters with ridiculously swinging high and low different amounts, almost as if they're trying to see how much they can get away with charging me. It's not like one fee sets anything. So I just need to look into the legal side of that now. But on principle, I won't pay it. The stress they've put on me and how disgusting they are is despicable. As a business, they haven't followed a code of conduct or anything. But yeah, nothing I said. I even said there's 3 reasons here that I've disputed this, and you're ignoring all 3 of them. You know, they haven't followed, they haven't done this, they haven't sent me that, they haven't served it properly. And they said, well, we're happy that they did, and they've proven to us that they did, so what you say is irrelevant. There's nothing you can do. So yeah, there you go. That sucks. Well, I'm going to take them to court anyway now. I'm not standing for it. On principle, it's wrong and it's fraudulent. I don't see how it's right. So I'll write to the court and I'll say I want to see a copy of the court order and everything. But that was the most fraudulent, shocking, disgraceful conduct I've ever seen. They should all be utterly ashamed of themselves. Do you know what was really shocking as well? Is, did you see when I started the video and the 2 ladies from the council actually walked out laughing to each other? They're disgusting. They are disgusting. That is how they behave with this. That is what they think. They're playing with people's lives. They came out laughing. Absolutely horrifying. Wow.